This is Nikolai Miklухo-Maklai Jr. He's on his way to the remote Rai Coast in Papua New Guinea. Nikolai is a direct descendant of the famous Russian scientist and explorer of the same name, who first came here over 150 years ago. Nikolai studied life here, and in 1877 he left with 16 human skulls, taken with consent according to his records.
Hello, my brothers! I'm really happy I'm here.
The Russian explorer is still remembered fondly here, and his namesake's arrival is cause for celebration. We've given Nikolai information on the whereabouts of those 16 skulls, which he's about to share with the elders of Bongu and Gorendu villages.
Have you heard of some of these ancestors' names before? Andan, Ibor, Kake, Panake?
Panake is from Kombrum.
Panake from Gorendu.
Gorendu.
Okay.
I am ancestor of Peneki, and Peneki is a chief warrior. He's a fighter. I never know that the skull of my ancestor Peneki is at Sydney University in Australia.
Those 16 skulls from the Rai Coast, along with many others collected by the Russian explorer, ended up here at the University of Sydney in 1889. The University of Sydney declined to be interviewed for this story, but they said that they would review any requests for access or repatriation of the ancestral remains. This university is not alone. We reached out to historical institutions across Australia who confirmed that they still have Pacific Islander ancestral remains in their collections to this day. The Pacific made inquiries with Australia's 8 historic museums and discovered over 1,000 Pacific ancestors in their collections. The Australian Museum has the most, with nearly 400 ancestors, while the South Australian Museum, the National Museum of Australia, and Museums Victoria all have over 150. 5 of Australia's historic universities confirmed they hold Pacific remains, with nearly 300 at the University of Sydney. Back on the Rai Coast, a heated discussion has broken out amongst the villagers.
6 of us, we have discussed and we all agree to bring back our skull to Gorendu for proper burial.
We feel very bad when we heard that our ancestors' skulls are in Sydney. As the Christian country, we want to get the skulls of our ancestors and bury them.
In a twist of fate, Nikolai Jr. finds himself in a similar situation. After his burial, Nikolai Sr.'s skull was exhumed and it ended up in a St. Petersburg museum.
I believe that his skull has served the good science and humanity, and it is time to put it in the ground, to bury it.